Happy Friday, I'm Talia, and welcome back to another episode of Enrich Your Being. So if you're a first timer tuning in, go ahead and click subscribe, right, so you can get a weekly update every Friday of what we're talking about. So here is where we come together to do quick chats, right, about different ways to enhance who we are as human beings, because really that's what it's all about, right, why we're here in life. Our whole reason for living is to become the best versions of ourselves. So you can scroll back down. We talk about physical ways to enhance your being, mental, emotional, personal ways to enhance yourself. We cover it all. And starting next week, we'll get into some nutritional ways to enhance your being. So again, thanks for tuning in. I'm super excited to chat with all of you guys. So today's topic is a huge thing that stands in people's way of being the best version of themselves, right? So what is that? That's worry and mistakes, right? We need to reverse those. We worry so much all the time. We spend over 80% of our lives worrying about stuff that hasn't happened yet, right? About stuff that happened in the past that's not even affecting us right now in this moment. So there are two types of worry, right? The first type of worry is what you can do something about, right? So when we worry about the things that we can do something about, it's wasted energy that we can put towards the solution into bettering the situation, changing it to make it what we want to be, right? So don't worry about what you can change, just change it, okay? And then the second type of worry is things that we cannot change, right? Why waste energy? Why spend energy, emotions, thoughts, time, experience? Why spend any of that worrying on things that you cannot control, right? So if you're not able to control it, accept it and move on. Because I promise there's a future that exists without this thing that you're worrying about right now. All you have to do is make it through it, right? In the Bible, it talks about how things come to pass, right? Don't get worried when things are coming to pass. Just let it pass and be peaceful, even when the storms are happening. So these two intertwine themselves very often, actually. So a lot of times it's like, okay, well, I won't worry about this because I can control this part of the situation. But I'm worried about this part because I don't know how I'm going to make this and that happen, right? Again, there's no portion of any process that you should be worried about. If you don't have the tools to achieve what it is you need to change it, then that means that's not the way for you to go about changing it, and it's time to get creative and innovative and start finding new ways to make a difference in the areas that you want, right? Which brings us to our second point, mistakes. So many times we go through life trying to avoid making mistakes, right? For those of us who are parents, right? Not myself, but for those of you guys who are parents, you try and avoid your children from making mistakes, and you try to not see them, you try to keep them from seeing you make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, right? Because that's part of living life. That's part of exploring it, right? Most of the successful people in this world, business owners, professors, doctors, all those people, they've gone through their own journey of making mistakes, right? They say fail your way to success, which means you went through a whole lot of situations that didn't necessarily go as you planned, and that is absolutely okay. Again, that's where we come back to not worrying, okay? Don't worry about things that may not go perfectly as you see fit. It's all about just taking a chance and going after the things that you want, right? Change the situations you can change, breathe and move through the ones that you can't change, and keep it pushing. Make mistakes, experience life, try more, do more, right? Because then you're going to know what you want and what you don't want, and you'll be able to be the best version of yourselves, and you'll get to know you better. So again, less worry, more mistakes, explore more, live more, and I look forward to seeing you guys back for another episode of Enrich Your Being.